Time out. Deformation.
Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to more Kamen Rider Climax Fighters for the PS4. The English translation from Hong Kong. A lot of people are like, how do I get my hands on this game? You gotta get it from Play Asia, or you can download the version of this game off the Japanese market to get the soundtrack for the characters, but of course it won't be in English. But the only thing that you really can see for the English translation in this game is the quirky, funny dialogue that you get in the missions. There's no subtitles for when they're doing their super moves or anything like that, so somebody just subscribe to Kwing's Let's Plays. I really need to figure out that thing, because this is not Kwing's Let's Plays. It's the two dancing anime characters. That's interesting, right? Oh man.
It's so professional.
I've forgone professionalism. I don't care anymore at this point. Ghost Mask! I think so. A long time ago.
Yeah.
How was that cheesecake? Good?
Oh my god.
There's more.
No, you make this piece especially for me.
Well, I could try again. I mean, I'm not really the best at decorating.
It was made in a restaurant.
No.
You have to tell
The chocolate syrup got all messed up, so it just kind of went... You fight with those, oh, jeez, it's Kiva versus Hibiki, and I have a feeling they're going to make me play as Hibiki again. I know. So how's everybody doing tonight? Having a good one? I want to make people happy with music, too. Oh yeah, Kiva plays violin.
Yeah, I think that's why I like Kiva also, because I play violin.
Wait, so Hibiki and Kiva are gonna have a jam session, violin and drums? That would work. I could see that happening. How are you gonna complete this music game? EX.
Isn't it weird that violin always represents evil in a lot of like stories?
I know, and you play violin. Whoops. Sorry, that was
You know what also represents evil sometimes? Tigers, and it's my favorite animal.
Wow, you're just really batting 1,000 so far. Oh my gosh. So how many of you guys are still playing the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta? Show of hands? I mean, I can't see your hands, but I mean, it was worth a shot, right?
Kwing says, save some cheesecake for me.
No, the rest of the cheesecake is Amber's. She loves New York cheesecake, so...
It's kind of... I have like 1/2 of one bite here left if you want some.
No, I'm playing as Kame? Ah! I don't know how to play as Kame. Sadness. Oh, you're not missing much. They're speaking Japanese and just kind of hanging out. Did you finish your purple juice? Because you have your orange juice right there. I've been playing too many Dragon Ball Fighter things now because I forgot how to play this game. This game is not like combo driven. It's like survive, get some hits in, run away, throw up your Smash Brothers shield. What, sweetheart? I got poked. Well, most YouTube husbands do, you know, help. Well, no, they don't really promote their wives' channels. Never mind. I always told you that Kwing's Let's Plays never felt like work, though. It was the O1 channel that felt like work. Especially when I had to... Ready to install what? What are we installing? Ah, no! Don't do that, Kiva. Aha! Samurai Man! Hold still. Okay, that's not helping very much. You got more of your healthy juice? I don't know how, but somehow I survived with Kame. I went all orange samurai and hit people with flags. It was kind of amusing.
I think I freaked out people in the theater for how much I was crying at Paddington.
Yeah, you did cry during Paddington. I was like, wow.
I was worried about the bear. He went through lots of adventures and it was scary.
Don't spoil it. People haven't seen it yet.
There's a bear in it.
I'll do updates after this. If you use magic, even a flying bullet can be made to curve. That's cool. Ha! Mahak! Curving bullet isn't just limited to magic!
That's the American guy, right?
Yeah, Mahak. Mahak's fun. The curved firing of the bullet, isn't that a little dirty? Well, for you, it's increasing.
Thank you,
Wow.
Electric Tiger. Thanks, guys.
Electric Tiger? Tiger! Tiger! No, probably too soon. So, I haven't really gotten to keep to my schedule of doing Tuesday and Thursday videos. There was some Batman news that came out this week, but nothing interests me because I really don't like talking about the Ben Affleck thing. I could have done a video, I guess, on Justice League getting one scene for their Blu-ray next month, but that's kind of lame.
Never mind. I won't even talk about it, but now there's the conspiracies coming around about Ben Affleck, but perhaps they're wrong.
Conspiracy theories are usually wrong. That's why they call them conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Mahak! Who am I playing as? I didn't see who I was playing as. Double! I haven't played as Double yet. I mean, Ben Affleck is not a bad Batman. He wasn't in the best DC movies.
Well, like, you and I were talking about this on the road. I was like, he probably feels bad because Gal Gadot is so awesome in Justice League and he's not looking as good. And then you're like, no, she was good in her movie.
She wasn't terrible in Justice League. I mean, it felt like it had a great ensemble cast. And, you know, we saw it a bunch of times. And, you know, with more repeated viewings, I get more critical with each passing time. But I thought the cast chemistry was good. I thought the cast was great. I love Batman and Wonder Woman in the film. And Flash, to me, really felt like he stole the show. But just in terms of the difference between Whedon's vision and Snyder's, you can feel that shift. And once you know what the scene difference is, it really feels like an incomplete film because there's two conflicts of vision going around, which causes very confusing and lots of plot holes, you know? So, I mean, I feel like when Affleck signed on to do Justice League, and before the studio, Warner Brothers, got a hold of the film, you know, everything was fine. And then, just like with Suicide Squad, they panicked and they made it worse. So, you know. But I really hope that Affleck comes back to do Flashpoint, because they could start the movie with the Justice League fending off some type of creature or whatever, like they did in the Justice League Flashpoint movie. So you have all the original characters, and then Barry goes back in time, brings his mother back to life, loses his powers, and he meets the guy who played Thomas Wayne in Batman v Superman. And at the end of the movie, you introduce a younger Batman, Bruce Wayne, who could be Jake Gyllenhaal or whoever they get. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Alright, am I allowed to say if the movie had a happy or sad ending or no?
Sure, if you want to. I mean, Paddington, the first one, had a happy ending.
It had a very happy ending. That's what I love about. So yes, you guys should definitely see the movie. It was so good. I might have actually liked it better than the first Paddington. And it was like, the whole time I was watching it, I was just like, I don't know, it was just like, tingles. It was like so, it was so happy. I like the bear.
Yeah, Blackwing, the reason why I don't usually do Bat News on the whole Ben Affleck thing is because I really feel that if Warner Brothers was more like Disney in terms of like how they handle scandals and stuff like that, you know, always talking about Ben Affleck leaving the role of Batman makes it very hard to invest in seeing the character on screen because he just feels like temp Batman. And the more news that surrounds his departure, whether it's true or not, it really affects the movie as a whole, and also the audience perception of what Batman is. It's hard for them to get emotionally interested into the character. That would be like if Robert Downey Jr., you know, said, oh, you know, I don't always know if I'm going to be Iron Man, like, back before the Avenger films were even finished.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, we get it. Iron Man's probably going to die, and half the Avengers are going to get killed off, and they're going to do their next phase.
But he waited until then.
Right. And, you know, people could get into Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, his final performance in Logan, because he said, this is my last, you know, sunset. And he really went out with a bang, you know?
I wish that they would have done all the controversy and stuff after they finished the movies. Like, why couldn't they wait till after the Justice League and then deal with stuff? Because it's like,
well, all the controversy hurt the film because you had a huge group of people that were alienated by Ben Affleck, you know, divorcing his wife and leaving his kids, you know, in the first Batman v Superman movie. And then there was, like, some type of scandal that happened during the time Suicide Squad ended up. I don't remember what it was, but I know there was something that got the audience talking about stuff. Am I dead already? Oh my gosh.
I even heard even weirder stuff on YouTube recently, but like I said, there are even weirder conspiracy theories and stuff, but the reality is, like you said, people throw dirt on people when they're in a movie. If that was Disney, they would be like, you're not going to bring this, or this up in the interview. Like, I could understand if it was an interview of a different interview. Like, they were interviewing him in a separate interview that wasn't about the movie. But if it was a movie interview about the movie, why weren't they talking about the movie? Why are they talking about all this other stuff?
Ah, I'm really bad at hitting that button.
If I was, like, if Warner Brothers should have made a rule like Disney does, you're not allowed to ask these questions. That's what I would have done.
I believe they fine people, too. The guy who played the Hulk got in trouble when he spoiled Thor Ragnarok in press tours, and he also spoiled Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, because it's like, it doesn't have anything to do with the movie, so it's just... This is movies that little kids are looking up to, like their hero Batman. Not that they should be watching a movie, but little kids are going to be watching it. They watch Marvel movies, so...
I don't know who I'm going to be playing as this time, actually. I'm trying to slow things down, guys and gals, so you can read the text if you want. I know last time I kind of sped through everything because I was like, I want to do this.
He was the first Batman who actually was a fan of Batman and who actually looked like Batman. Because Kevin Conroy doesn't really look like Batman.
Well, I mean, he never really did, but he has the voice.
Yeah.
So. They're already talking about. I mean, it's still a rumor at this point, but apparently Warner Brothers would really like Michael Keaton to play Batman Beyond and tie it to his first two Batman movies. Like, you would see the old, like, Keaton suit in the glass of the Batcave. They don't know if Keaton would actually suit up again at the beginning of the film, or if they would just show him, stumbling into the Batcave with a heart attack, and, because that's kind of what made Bruce retire to begin with. But they're really considering not just doing the DC Cinematic Universe. Like, there's even talks right now that Matt Reeves' Batman movie is not going to take place inside of the DC EU. It'll be a Batman movie. It'll be a good one. But it won't be, the main movie universe. And I actually, based on all the stuff that they're doing, I kind of like that idea because it works so well in animation. There can be multiple versions of Batman going on right now. You have several multiverse Batman movies this year alone. You already had Scooby-Doo meets Batman from Batman Brave and the Bold. That is a DC multiverse. And then next month you're having the Gotham by Gaslight Batman, which is another, you know, multiverse part of the DC Earth.
Yeah.
And Bruce Greenwood, the guy who played Batman in Under the Red Hood and also Young Justice, is the voice of Batman in that. So, I mean, it's kind of cool that they're bringing back a resident Batman actor to play this very gruff Batman that has to fight against the Grim... Or not the Grim Reaper. Blah.
Wait, so
Jack the Ripper.
They are going to bring Michael Keaton in?
There's a lot of rumors suggesting it, and he hasn't, like, said no to the project. What he has requested is that Tim Burton makes the movie.
Also, Luke isn't allowed to do a rumor video.
I can do rumor videos. I can't do leaks.
Oh, okay.
I can't do leaks.
Luke has a contract with Warner Brothers where he can't talk about information that may or may not have been leaked.
Yeah, because I have a good thing going with Warner. I don't want to... Because what people don't understand, it doesn't just tie me to Warner Brothers DC Comics properties. They're Scribblenauts, they're Lego properties. Like, I would get in hot water doing a lot of things. I'm not just niched to one thing. Well, I mean, I am on this channel. This channel... I want to branch it out to be superhero-based, but it's always going to be Batman. Whenever Batman comes out, boom, I have to do Batman.
Daihenshin!
But the other stuff,
I don't know that word. Cool henshin!
I don't know. They're doing stuff.
Yeah.
These are supposed to be the youngins, or rather, they picked Kabuto from another time to be young or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem for the live stream. Those of you guys that like Kamen Rider, I like Kamen Rider too, and I was supposed to do this last night, but I got like a 24-hour stomach bug, and I was out for the count. So, yeah, you have
a Viking girl singing.
That's for singing mode, but the mic that you have upstairs is technically a musician mic. This one
would be for speaking. Into?
Right. This one would be use the podcast setting. Which they give you a booklet. Don't lose the booklet. Or you could just look at my Yetis and do... I got Amber a Yeti for her birthday.
With a pink...
With a pink top. There you go. I like to use...
my gray top if you want, Luke.
I think that's for podcasts and stuff like that. That's the one with the heart.
Oh.
It has different sounds, different settings.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It has a heart there.
And if you guys didn't know, my wife has her own channel. She mostly does cutesy games, but she plays a lot of Splatoon once in a while, and I don't know what else she's gonna do. That's up to her.
Right now I'm doing Monster Hunter, and I'm thinking about doing Style Savvy and Minecraft.
I got off the phone today, actually yesterday, with Capcom, and they were like, did you get the package we sent you? And I'm like, what package? And they're like, we're sending you the collector's edition of Monster Hunter Worlds. And I'm like, I didn't think we were doing that.
Wait, is that it, you think? Up there?
No. Remember when they sent us that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite
really
thing?
big.
It'll be big, because it's a collector's edition.
Well, I really do want to play Monster Hunter Worlds.
I know you do.
But you know I'll be terrible at it, because it's even hard for me to get through Monster Hunter stories.
Yeah, that's true.
This guy's outfit really stands out. It's really cool looking. I know it's gaudy, but I like it.
I say his name wrong. I'd have to ask Yuri how to do it.
And, yeah, thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. And just, like, it was so nice on... Yeah, I won't even talk about it anymore because I feel selfish and whatever.
It's not selfish, it's your birthday.
I'm really thankful.
Until midnight tonight, it's your birthday. You're not being selfish at all. Did I just die? I get to come back to life, it's fine. There we go. Shoryuken!
Okay.
Who is out of town?
Hello, Leo.
Oh my gosh.
Think.
Oh, that was normal mode. That was actually kind of tough, a little bit.
I didn't even think you were gonna get me that because I've been trying to save money and stuff, and I didn't think you were gonna get me that mic. Because I know you need stuff for your channel, and you got me a really nice...
I still have stuff.
I know, but you're being so nice to me.
Alright, so who's this gonna be? Wait, no, that's Kabuto. The other guy was Kuga. Sorry.
Would you suggest I take my girlfriend to see Paddington Bear 2? Okay, wife. Yes, if she's likes happy, sappy things. Yes.
It was cute. There wasn't as much gross stuff this time. I don't like the earwax scenes. I think that's stupid.
There's only one earwax.
Yeah, there's only one earwax thing this time, and it happens right at the beginning of the movie. And then the rest of the movie was...
I thought all the actors did a fantastic job.
I actually laughed at quite a bit the scenes, and Hugh Grant, he did really good. I was surprised. Like, he actually really gives kind of a PG, fun performance.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him in, like, music and lyrics and stuff, which, you know, and other things that aren't, you know.
Blackwing, I haven't gotten the chance to watch any Kamen Rider. We've mostly been working on the channel, and I streamed, like, 2 nights, several hours of Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah, I was very surprised because Hugh Grant, I did not think he was going to do a good job, but he did. That's all I have to say. Like, well, I love Hugh Grant, but he does romantic comedies, but he did, like, he was so good in this. Like, I feel like he's able to evolve, like, be a different kind of actor. Like, he felt like a really professional actor in this. Like, I could even hardly tell it was him sometimes. That's how good it was. I don't know if that makes sense, but...
I haven't really seen him in a lot of stuff anymore, but yeah, he did a really great job. I was surprised. But what I don't understand, they said the movie was coming out in November, but everywhere I read, it's like one of the best, you know, movies of 2018, and it's like, but was it a 2017 movie, or did it really premiere in 2018? Because there aren't that many people at the theater. I mean, we were the only ones there, except for, like,
I think
one
it started
family.
in 2017. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Okay, somebody wants us to talk more about Kamen Rider than Batman. But we were just... we're just kind of talk about whatever. We'll talk about a little bit about Kamen Rider.
Well, with Kamen Rider, I'm a super fan, but I don't have the 30 years experience that I do with Batman. And I also, as much as I've actually gone up to Toei, and I technically do work with Saban on a couple projects, but they don't have the Kamen Rider license. And Japan doesn't really work with content creators for Kamen Rider stuff. Like, you're responsible for buying the toys, and they'll decide whether or not they're going to flag your channel for doing reviews of their stuff. So, I mean, games is a different territory altogether, because I'm kind of protected under the game umbrella and all that fun stuff. I would love to do show reviews of Kamen Rider and figures and stuff like that, but Japan is not very lenient on that stuff. Like, outside of Japan or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes me sad, though, because I would love to do something on Drive and some of the other stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Nightbat1, but I don't think I will be streaming because I'm so tired for some reason today, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. Probably won't be streaming tonight. I'm gonna perhaps do some... If Kirby comes out at midnight, I may be recording some stuff with Luke. Or Kirby.
Oh, that's right. The 19th, there's a new Kirby something coming out.
But yeah, I just... You know, like, I don't think I've ever gotten that many tweets from...
No,
yeah.
it's not just action figures. You have to remember, we have Kamen Rider belts, we have masks, we have other things too. So I mean, it falls more under more than just action figures. Like, there's all kinds of stuff that you can get for Kamen Rider. Like, I still, one of these days, I mean, my goal was, if I got like 500,000 subscribers, this was years ago, I was going to get a Kamen Rider black uniform and then go and visit, like, children's hospitals, but they'd probably be terrified because they wouldn't know who the character is.
Yeah, so they wouldn't know. They'd just some
they
weird
would think,
guy
like,
in a
this
suit.
guy in a bug costume that's coming, you know, that it's not really good for visiting sick kids. You know, they wouldn't get it. I mean, I could always do Mighty Morphin Red, but everybody gets Mighty Morphin Red. I like to stand out, you know?
Oh, nice. And... I think we have Minecraft and More in the chat, who was in the chat the other day,
Oh,
that
that's
gave
great.
us that donation. So yeah, thank you.
Would work for kids in Japan, yeah.
Nightbat says I'm probably the only grown woman that was worrying over a fictional bear going through adventures. Because the bear can't possibly have anything happen to him because it's a kid's movie.
Wait, are we doing bear?
I didn't know that. There's no way to know.
There's one part of the movie where you're like, whoa, things just got real.
Yes, things got real in there.
I was surprised. I was like, can they do this in a PG movie?
I know. So, yeah, I was like in tears, and I had to wipe my tears off before I came out of the theater because, oh my gosh, emotional roller coaster for the bear. I hope that I hope they have more adventures for Paddington. I hope his next adventure is not so scary.
I don't see how they could top this one, though.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't watched Kamen Rider Build. Like, what I was trying to say about Kamen Rider before, I am a super fan of Black and Black RX. I've seen some of the Heisei, I believe is how you pronounce it, era shows, and I also, when I was doing Bat Ride War Genesis and Bat Ride War, I would actually go and watch the shows and then do my best to try to put in my own words, like lore style. But I don't have that same connection with Kamen Rider as I do Batman, because Batman's been a part of my life for like 30-something years. I'm very well educated in it. I could even, like, you know, write like theses and all this other stuff. With Kamen Rider, I don't even think I'd be comparable at writing fan fiction, because I've only seen some of the shows like maybe once through. I've watched Batman the Animated Series at least in my lifetime, probably 20 times through, from start to finish.
Yeah, Leo was saying he likes watching Kamen Rider, but he doesn't understand the history of it.
Exactly. There's so much, and when you get involved with the movies that may or may not be canon, it gets really confusing.
Leo,
so, I mean, you just have to watch it for what it is and enjoy it. And that's probably why, as Westerners, we can get into Kamen Rider, because we don't have that emotional connection the way that Japanese people do. So when I get on people about, you know, messing with Batman's canon and this isn't, you know, how it would go, and that's the complete opposite with Kamen Rider for me, because I don't know. So each alliteration of the character, I try to enjoy it for what it is. With Batman, I can't make that separation because I've known that character for 30-something years.
Yeah.
I can't make that distinction. Okay, this is not what Batman wouldn't do, and you know, in that sense, it's hard for me. But also, it makes really great content when I actually sit down and do it.
Yeah. So yeah, Leo was saying he thought Kamen Rider is a little bit like a police series, like Batman the Animated Series, but it's not fully drama. It's like slice of life with it. Is that kind of like what it is?
The only police series for Kamen Rider that I can really think of is Drive. Drive, he's a police officer, he's a detective, and that has a lot of slice of life comedy elements. There are some really serious Rider shows. For example, Kamen Rider Black is my favorite show of all time because I caught it when I was living in New York State when I was a little kid, and it might have been a movie or something because it was translated, and it was right around the same time that Power Rangers was going on or something, and it wasn't No, it wasn't. It was Raw, because it was a Japanese station in New York City. I don't remember what it was. I can't remember the name. But I was fascinated by it, and I didn't know what was going on. But the guy, he yelled, he looked scary. When he transformed, his fists would like turn into smoke, and it was just really cool. And then as the internet kind of came into existence, I could go and read about certain things. I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
So I would just read about all the stuff about Kamen Rider Black, and then when video clips started happening, I really got into it, and I found websites that had subs, and the first subtitled Kamen Rider show I watched was Black, and it was so awesome. And that show was incredibly dark because
Kamen Rider Black is the one that's like probably the most powerful, the most well-respected Kamen Rider.
he's the one that kind of saved Kamen Rider in the 80s too.
He made Kamen Rider awesome.
Again. Because the show was like kind of like Doctor Who. It was in a downward spiral. Like,
so he's the David Tennant of Kamen Rider.
Yeah, he's the most popular too. He's in this game.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about Kamen Rider Black's costume is he wears like kind of bicycle shorts that you really can't see unless you go to cosplay conventions and you see like a Kamen Rider Black. and it looks like he's wearing like women's shorts. Because his outfit looks cool. It's just with the shorts, it's just like what happened here? Why? Who was responsible for making Black not look cool there?
And Blackwing says, well, we can get into Sentai because that's where Power Rangers came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Kamen Rider. I feel like Kamen Rider is like an OP Sentai person that doesn't need a team of people to work with because they're so cool that they're more powerful than an entire team of Sentai.
Yeah, one rider equals 6 Rangers.
Yeah.
Oh no!
If you guys don't know what Sentai is, it's like... It's where Power Rangers comes from. So it's Power Rangers, but way better.
It's one guy as like a whole Ranger squad. And, you know, depending on the show, there's a secondary rider, too. I'm trying to think, like...
A lot of people are saying they like Kuga or something.
Yeah, Kuga was good. But like I was saying, Black was a very dark show because how he got his superpowers, like the original Kamen Riders, they're kind of like androids. They were experimented on, and they got these bug-like powers. Now... As the series went on, it was just a normal guy who found like this belt and he could morph or henshin into this character. That was the Heisei era. The Showa era, most of these guys were created because of experiments by bad companies, and then they spent their entire show going after these bad guys. Yeah. And I believe Kamen Rider Black, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that Kamen Rider Black is the first rider show to have a secondary rider. Except the secondary rider in Kamen Rider Black was evil, so he became like the main antagonist of the show. And he was also the brother of Kamen Rider Black, so they were both experimented on. Yeah. And he had to go up and defeat his own brother, Shadow Moon. Which, he's kind of a cool-looking character.
He's like one of the most iconic Kamen Riders ever. I mean, if I had to say, like, if someone asked me who's the coolest Kamen Rider, it would be Kamen Rider Black, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, he said he came from the sun, so Kamen Rider Black's powers was like the sun. That's why he would have like steam come out of his face and his hands, because he was like expelling like all that energy.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then some of the hardcore Kamen Riders, when they transform, like I think we said in some other Kamen Rider videos, I don't know if all of them do this, but I know Kamen Rider Black did. It would be painful to transform. Like, it caused him physical pain.
That's why his knuckles would make that noise.
He'd be screaming, like, ah! And he's transforming, because he's literally going through agony to transform.
No, I mean, a lot of... Kabuto, technically... It depends what you mean by, like, secondary riders, because, like... Kamen Rider Black, you had 2 riders, one was good, one was evil, and then you added another first for the series, the different transformations. When Kamen Rider Black came back with another show called Kamen Rider Black RX, he had 2 different forms that he could transform into. Bio Rider, which was kind of like a blue android, and then I believe the other one was called Robo Rider, which was basically like RoboCop. He used a gun that came out of his leg, like RoboCop, and then he would shoot a bunch of people. And then he had his regular base form, RX. Yeah. And then he did a movie where he had all his forms in it. And they were, like, taken from different points in time to fend off against a great evil. I think it was Shadow Moon. But then you had all 4 of his forms. So, I mean, there you go right there. Different riders, and even though it was the same guy, it was kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, and... yeah, thank you guys. I did see your really nice comments, and like people were saying they liked my channel and stuff, and that they wished me happy birthday. So yeah, it does mean a lot to me, because I mean I really didn't get to have a lot of birthdays like since I was like 6, and just because I don't know, there was a lot of reasons, but it just meant so much to me, you guys. Like, yes. You have no idea.
And RX had a lightsaber. He used the Rider Kick signature in his black form, and then they stepped it up, and he had a lightsaber that comes out of his tummy, like right out of his belt buckle, like it's no problem. He doesn't scream or anything. He just opens it up, and this beam of light comes out of his stomach, and then you have like this awesome lightsaber. But RX isn't in this game, just black. So just your traditional Rider Kick, Rider Punch, stuff like that. which was the signature move. But what made Kamen Rider so unique, like, in the 80s, is that was the last hurrah of the show. The reason why they went all out with the transformations and stuff is they were trying to go out with a bang, like, make this something that people would remember 30 years later. And then Kamen Rider went strictly to movies for a while, failed movies in the 90s, and by the 2000s they rebooted with the Heisei, like, era of shows. And they did some different changes, but for the longest time, Kamen Rider Black and Black RX was the last Rider show. And, you know, for many people, that character was parodied and, like, seen as the Kamen Rider. So there's a reason why he's in this game and he's seen as that character. Because he was Kamen Rider. Like, he was the last alliteration for a generation. Just kind of like how Doctor Who disappeared for, like, what, 15 years before it came back?
Yeah.
Same thing happened to Kamen Rider. Super Sentai is the only thing that kept going, but it almost got canceled a couple times.
What was the last one before it disappeared?
The last one before Kamen Rider vanished was, Kenshiro, I think.
But Kamen Rider Black
Kamen Rider
brought
Black.
it back?
No, Kamen Rider Black was the last one until
okay.
the 2000s.
And then he came back as a different Kamen Rider Black. Like, I thought that he had different suits.
That was still in the 80s. That was the last one.
Yeah.
It was Black, then Black RX.
If I had to re-watch a Kamen Rider series, like, even though I kind of like Kiva because he's cool who plays the violin, I would watch, I think if I had to re-watch Kamen Rider that were a lot of fun, it would be Kamen Rider Drive, Kamen Rider Den-O, and Kamen Rider Forza. Like, those are the ones that I like a lot, that I would re-watch.
Forza screams fun, but so does Drive. But Drive has that one, like, kind of serious arc to it, which is pretty, you know, intense.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes they do that because they're trying to really... They get their filler stuff out of their way, their light, fluffy stuff, and then they get really intense. But I think that Drive had a really good balance. I liked, you know, the Den-O one a lot, and there was a reason why he appeared in so many movies. Because those characters were just so great. Like Momo and the gang. It was like, what? So cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe that I am losing to Hibiki. A guy that wasn't even supposed to be a Kamen Rider. Stay down, Hibiki. You got a train to catch. I'm just gonna be cheap, I don't care.
I'm Batman says, Kamen Rider Build is like the most political series of all time. Japanese government, civil war, and also a Batman named Night Rogue, and the evil Batman named Night Rogue. Okay. I have not seen much of Kamen Rider Build.
We haven't seen anything of it yet.
Probably not at all.
Oh no!
Kamen Rider Den-O, they're on the train, right? And
Yeah. No.
I like Kamen Rider Den-O. It has that red guy that's pretty...
But I was winning!
Kind of looks like the devil. But he's not. He's... And then the guy gets possessed by different... They're basically like yokai. And then his eyes get different colors depending on who he's possessed by. Different, like his hair turns blue if he's... Luke, Den-O is the one where he gets possessed by different, like, basically yokai people.
Yes. Yes, it's the yokai one.
And his hair turns blue if he's possessed by the blue guy.
I know that a lot of you are like, oh, but Den-O was just so predictable. It's like, it didn't matter. It was so popular. Like, the show kept going. Like, he's appeared in more movies than Kamen Rider Black. Like, he is kind of like the face of the Heisei. Like, if you really think about it.
I liked the guy who played the red, like, yokai guy or whatever. He was cool. He really, like, I loved how they just overacted and stuff.
Hey, this is getting hard.
There's my favorite.
We had this conversation last time, guys. This is... Oh, yeah, the Kamen Rider Club.
Yeah.
So, what was so great about the Forza show, which we talked about, is... You know how in animes they have, like, clubs and stuff like that, where they can gear a whole show around that? So Kamen Rider Forza, he created a club, and then it became like an official club, like the Kamen Rider Club. And they would all hang out, talk about their interests and stuff, but also they would help Forza kind of like guys in the
It was
chair.
like the Breakfast Club, kind of.
No, it was
Not really,
not like a
no.
breakfast club, like a a school club, a school group.
Yeah,
or
and
whatever.
what I loved about it is he wanted to make friends. And he was so happy. Like, that's what I love about Forza, is he just loved making friends.
I'm still amazed that Den-O is still so popular, but just like the 1980s and even now, Kamen Rider Black is seen as like kind of one of the most popular, if not the most popular rider of all time. Den-O has really put his like foot in the door because like many people, even after it's been almost 15 years since his show was on the air, I think, or 12 or something like that, he's still just as popular then as he is now.
The guy was such a good actor. That's what I feel like, because
he was being possessed by different yokai.
He had a different personality for every different like spirit thing that he was possessed by, and he would walk different, talk different. His personality would be totally different. Every single different, yeah. And it was him, his face and everything.
I always liked when he had the pompadour look to him. It was like, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, like, I think they colored his hair different and stuff, but it was like, because people would not want to, people would mess with him one day, and then when he got possessed by the one spirit thing, they didn't mess with him anymore, because he was like, totally like, hardcore. He was the same guy, but he wasn't the same guy inside. Yeah.
And the whole time travel thing was kind of cool too.
Yeah, it was. I thought he was trying to save... Yeah, I forgot what it was. He was trying to save other Kamen Riders or something.
No, that's
Oh,
Decade.
no, that was in the... Oh, that's Decade.
And Decade,
yeah,
he wasn't
right.
about saving riders. I mean,
You're
he was
right.
kind of destroying riders.
Yeah.
It gets confusing, though. I mean, the ones that I would recommend to people would definitely be Den-O, Forza, Drive. I did like Kabuto. But there are some really weird ones, like Fies is a great show, but it's really dark, like the original Kamen Rider Black. There's really no levity at all, because it's just like, people die, like, a lot.
Oh, yeah, and the only thing I didn't like about Kamen Rider Kiba is I couldn't understand what was going on, because they kept switching from the past to the present, like, over and over again. It was like they kept going back in time and forward in time. Like, they would just keep cutting the scene. Like, oh, this thing would happen, and suddenly they would cut to the future, and then they would cut to the past, and then, yeah.
Alright, I want to answer this. Has there ever been a Kamen Rider Power Rangers crossover? There was a Saban crossover, which was really bad because they took my favorite rider and they turned him into this teenager kid with bug ears. To explain the bug antlers, Kamen Rider, or as he's known in America, Masked Rider. That was what they went with the show name, which I think common means masked anyway, but he was this teenager from another planet, and the second string rangers, the Rocky, Adam, Aisha, Tommy's group met him on a planet, and it was Saban's way of trying to launch his show. It didn't work, and at first, Kamen Rider and the Rangers did fight, but in Japan, by the 2000s, there's been several Kamen Rider and Super Sentai movies. And even today, there's been several times where both the Kamen Riders or the Super Sentai have appeared as kind of like a promotional block in each other's shows because they're playing at the same time slot, which is cool. So think of it kind of like what Kids WB did, where they would have like Batman appear on Static Shock and things like that. So that's what they're doing for the past probably 6 years with Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. They'll appear on each other's shows to kind of promote one another and also promote their team-up movies, because each year there's a Kamen Rider Super Sentai movie. Almost.
Yeah, they appear, on each of the shows. Hey Luke, I have a question whenever you have a second, but what is that one Kamen Rider show we watched where the guy worked at like some kind of science laboratory, and then there was like an explosion and he watched his friend betray him, like as he was like trying to like fight off people, like his friend like literally walked away in another Kamen Rider costume and betrayed him. and he was like watched his friend just like look at him and then run away. Like that was like the beginning of the story. Like the whole Kamen Rider thing was about him being betrayed.
Sounds like Kabuto. Or it might be Agito. Guys,
whichever that one was, that was very dramatic. That was cool.
The guy, the Kamen Rider who had the female assistant, who they worked at a secret government base, and in the very first episode, the secondary rider appears to betray the team. What is the name of that Kamen Rider show? I can't remember.
Yeah, and then he ended up having to live in somebody's house.
Kamen Rider Blade. Thank you. That was Blade.
That was a cool show. I would recommend that one too. Yeah. That was awesome.
Blade's an interesting show.
Thank you guys. Yeah, that was a cool show.
I know. I'm kind of impressed by the Kamen Rider fans here. You guys are awesome. Great job.
They knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I like that. I would like to watch the rest of that one. That one was cool.
Modern day Super Sentai is still surprisingly well. I'm actually excited to see the new show, which is Cops vs. Robbers. 2 Sentai teams with a Red Ranger. And they're fighting against each other. Kind of like the thieves are sort of like bounty hunters or something. And they all end up fighting the same monster, but at the same time they fight themselves. I mean, eventually they'll probably end up working together, but who knows? I mean, the premise of the show, it could just be like... It's so bizarre. I don't even know if they'll adapt it in America. Maybe they will. I don't know. I don't even know what the next show is after Ninja Steel, because unless they're going with the Beast characters. Ah! Stop hurting me, please. Oh, that's right, I'm Shotgun Guy. Sorry, Wizard. No! Don't do that. That hurts. Can I transform or something? There we go. Oh, I just turn invisible. That's not really going to help anything. Alright, there we go. 1 down. What in the world? He came back! Why'd he come back? Don't come back. Stay down. Stay down. Please stay down. Did I get him? Yep, rider kick. Sorry, Wizard. He's back up again. Why? Alright, round 2, sucker. Boom. That's kind of a fun attack right there. Bam. Oh no. No, 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 no! That would have been painful. Alright, let's see how you like this! Alright, stay down. Wizard was kind of a dark show, but it was fun. He had the different, like, colored forms and stuff like that. He was kind of, like, fighting to get back to, like, a mirrored realm or something like that. Kind of like, the Kamen Rider Dragon Knight thing, but not quite like that. Similar, but a little different. And everybody says that Beast is from that show. Beast Rider. I was gonna watch a lot of Wizard, but I don't know. I was told it wasn't...
When we were doing a different Kamen Rider every week for that one series we were doing, we were watching like a couple episodes every week of a new Kamen Rider show. The only one that Luke didn't watch was I watched Kiva on my own because he didn't like Kiva because it was like weird, but I really liked it because I play the violin.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh.
Are you sitting on a controller?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Sorry. But yeah, I like Kiva because I play the violin and I also like Van Helsing stuff, so that's why I liked it. But I also had to ask Luke to help me understand Kiva because it kept switching from the past to the future. That was really confusing.
Yeah.
They're talking about Wizard, and Squidward in the chat said, "That's so Wizard."
Haha. Yeah.
Hello guys, hello True71. And yeah.
The ending of Double made me sad though. That's like one of the saddest Rider endings.
You know what? It is hard to pick a good Kamen Rider because it feels like they're all so good. Forgot. Every time you mention a new one, it's like, that one was good too. Double was good.
I like Double because it was the detective thing. I mean, well, they were more like private eyes than detectives because they weren't police officers.
If I had to pick one that I would watch over and over again, it'd be Drive.
Mm-hmm. Well, Drive is kind of like combine your favorite nostalgia from the 80s, such as Knight Rider, so you have your own kit, so a talking car. You take the elements that you liked from Kamen Rider Black, like the fact that, you know, he fought most of his monsters by himself, and he had a secondary rider as an antagonist, who later became, you know, Shadow Moon never became a friend for Black, but, you know, it was supposed to be kind of like a tribute series, is one of the things I read about it.
Yeah.
Because it released, like, right around the time, 20-something years ago, that Kamen Rider Black released, or something like that. So that's why they had the car, that's why they had some of the other things.
Yeah, Kamen Rider is kind of like Kit, or Knight Rider, but, yeah.
No, it's, Drive is like Knight Rider.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, because he's got the car. Yeah, you're right.
Black got a car when he was the RX form.
That's why Drive was so cool, because most of them had a motorcycle. And the Drive when he got a cool car.
Yeah, this car was kind of cool.
I feel like Kamen Rider in general is like, it feels like a Lone Ranger vibe, but way cooler.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's why it's cool, because I'm a super fan of the Lone Ranger. I love the old Lone Ranger shows, and just somebody that comes out of nowhere, saves the day, and goes back to oblivion, like, back to the shadows. It's so cool. And they're loners, so they don't really make friends or whatever.
Yeah, they end up fighting each other all the time.
They're mysterious, like, heroes that come out of nowhere and save the day.
Uh-oh.
It's basically what Kamen Rider is like Lone Ranger, exactly.
Oh wow, we're both in our ultimate forms. Or our whatever they call it form. Like super hyper whatever. I missed! How'd I miss? Oh. There we go.
Use your evolution. Oh, never mind.
It was.
Yep, that was from Blackwing, not me.
Uh-oh! No, 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 no! Ah. Uncalled for.
Wow, Leo knows a lot of Kamen Riders. Said Kamen Rider Gaim, his show is campy halfway, but it gets dark and when half the cast gets killed off.
I didn't like Gaim. I tried to, I just couldn't.
And he said it's kind of like the Adam West Batman meets Michael Keaton's Batman movies.
Yeah, pretty much. Gaim was just too weird for me, the fruit ninjas. Or the fruit samurais.
Oh yeah, the fruit people.
But the whole idea of a Kamen Rider, which I believe came out before Sentai, but it was the whole masked, you know, cowboy thing, but also it reflected Japanese culture with the wandering Ronin. Like the samurai with no master, who would come and help people that were in trouble, and then, like you said, just disappear. Although, in their case, they always disappear within the same city that they work out of. Like, they don't travel from city to city. Except, I think Black did. I think, in RX... I can't remember, because I haven't watched RX in a long time. but I believe he traveled from like city to city in his shows. Because he was trying to get away from that organization. It was kind of like combining so many different elements of popular television, like The Fugitive, with, you know, superheroes and drama and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Ryder Excel! He was just in a movie, though. I thought. Alright, so go here. Who am I going to be playing as, though? Drive or...
Okay.
Haven't got to do much with Drive yet.
Nightbat1 says, Kwing, have you ever watched Power Rangers RPM? It's probably one of my favorite Power Ranger shows.
No. Nuts! I mean, I like playing as Mach, don't get me wrong, but I haven't gotten to play as Drive yet. Pretty sure. Mahawk!
Nice name, Kitty X-Men.
Oh, that's right. Axel's a police officer.
Have a good night, Kitty. Thanks for coming by.
But he was just in a movie. Like, I don't remember him having anything other than like one movie, and I was like, this guy's cool. What is he? Somebody said he's just a movie writer.
Yeah, Knighthood. I did say I was gonna try to finish The Last Guardian so that we could try to finish it on the Let's Play channel, and that's still a goal of mine. I have a lot of goals. I'm gonna try my best to finish it. I do like The Last Guardian a lot. It got a little. We got a lot of things that we ended up having to finish at once, but yeah, if I'm able to, yeah, I definitely like to finish it.
Where's my teammate anyway? No offense, Axel, but you gotta go down, man.
The guy who
Yes!
Yeah, I'm Batman says the guy who played Deno is now an A-list actor, so he's too busy to be back as Kamen Rider now, probably sad.
Well, I thought Momo became the guy. Oh, nuts.
Oh, like they had a new person.
No, Momo, you know, the...
Yeah.
Marusanju!
The red guy?
The red guy, yeah, he became Deno.
Yeah, that's what I was... Yeah.
Because the actor didn't appear again.
Oh,
Because, yeah, he became an A-list actor. He's really popular, amazing, all that fun stuff.
He was a really good actor. I mean, you could tell because he was playing so many different personalities, like, and switching between them on a fly, and...
Alright, that's enough of that. And that didn't work. Ah, nuts. Run, 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 run!
But yeah, I mean, you can talk about Kamen Rider, I can just talk about the things that I like, but I can't really analyze things or anything.
Yeah, I need to take down Axel. Sorry, I'm not talking right now because
no,
it's like,
it's
this
okay.
is intense! Little teamwork here, come on! I can't take a lot of hits.
Who's that guy?
I'm Mach.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm fighting Drive.
Yes! Good job.
It would have been nice if they had the subtitles, though. For
Oh,
when you're
yeah,
interacting with
definitely. Alright, well, Leo wanted to say Kamen Rider 555 is a very dark show. It's like Mortal Kombat-ish, but has an X-Men feel.
Yeah, it's Fies. Fies is...
Oh, yeah, Fies. It's like Fies. Oh, yeah.
Yep, that was nice curve for the win. Correct. Yeah, he was kind of a nice guy. He wanted to be the bridge that connects humans and the
monsters. Isn't he
Yeah.
part monster?
Yeah.
You know what the monsters on Kiva looked like? To me, they look like Ben 10 aliens.
I still don't like how they killed Fies. I thought that was a lame ending. Like where they killed him off in that team up movie. It was like, why? Maybe the actor just didn't want to play the character anymore. I don't remember the reason why they did it. But I kind of liked Fies. He was cool. But how are they going to explain if he ever appears in like a massive team-up movie? Because that's happened sometimes. Like a Sentai Ranger or a Masked Rider dies, and then they appear in a team-up movie with a non-speaking cameo, and it's like, how are you here?
Squidward says, how is everyone's invisible hamster? Mine's become dangerously smart. He solved my calculus homework in just 12 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty amazing, Squidward. You must be feeding him. I wonder what you're feeding your invisible hamster. Thank you. Knighthood said, you're right, they look like Ben 10 aliens. Yeah, they do.
Nah!
Gamer Link 5 says, RPM is really good. Wait, Power Rangers RPM was one of my inspirations when I entered the world of video game development. It's cool. Hey Wing, have you watched Beetleborgs?
Ah, I remember Beetleborgs. Yeah, I saw it. It was on during the time of Power Rangers Zeo, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
No, wait, it was after Zeo. It was right around the time of Turbo or Power Rangers in Space, I think. It was okay, but when I realized what Big Bad Beetleborgs was supposed to be, like, based on a property in Japan called Metal Warriors, or Iron Warriors or something, it's totally different. I was like, what? I mean, I think Saban handled VR Troopers in kind of like a delicate way, but whoever did Big Bad Beetleborgs, it did not work. Because the Iron Warriors or Iron Soldiers, whatever they're called in Japan, totally different thing. And it was actually much cooler than, you know, what we got in the West. Ow. Oh no.
Nate says, whatever you do, never search Ben 10 reboot.
We've seen it.
Oh yeah, the little kid.
We watched one episode of it, and we were like, what did they do?
I actually can't get into a lot of animation stuff. I mean, like, Luke's getting it. The only animation I was able to get into is, like, Batman the Animated Series, and then Aang, whatever that is. I forgot what that show is. The Fire Kingdom. I can't remember that. And then there was Ben 10 Alien Force. That's, like, the shows that I can watch over and over again. Like, it's very little shows that I, like, really can get into. And Ben 10 Alien Force was one of the coolest shows I had ever seen. I could sit there and watch it forever. But yeah, like when they rebooted it as a little kid, no, it doesn't look good.
Ow. They're not going well.
Leo says, I know my Kamen Rider history because I've watched like over half their shows. That's awesome. Last Airbender, thank you, Blackwing. Yes, I love that show. It's one of my favorites, but I couldn't remember it. Yeah, I like The Last Airbender. It's very good. So.
There we go.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, yeah. It's like, I actually can watch very few live-action shows over and over again. The only ones I can really watch are like, well, no, it depends. The ones I have are on DVD that I can watch over and over again, like Lois and Clark.
You're welcome, Abigail. Glad you're enjoying Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
What series did you end up watching? You
like sweet things too? I don't know. I eat purely to recover from fatigue. In fact, I'm not good with sweet things. Oh, I see. That you put your soul into your work. Alright, I'm just being weird. It's to raise success rate of the operation. Also, it's to win this match. Alright. That was my voice acting of myself.
Wow.
Was just there.
Night, Sam. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Good night, Sam. Thank you for coming by. Virtual hugs. Oh, he's not too feeling... I hope you feel better soon, Sam. Have a good night.
No, it's a one-on-one fight. Uh-oh. I'm not very good at these. Here we go.
Well... Wait a second.
What?
Ben 10 Alien Force was written by that one guy who was super good at writing things.
Dwayne McDuffie.
Yeah, that's why I liked Ben 10 Alien Force.
I'm pretty sure he created Ben 10.
That was such a
Actually,
good show.
look it up. Look up Dwayne McDuffie. Is he responsible for the creation of it, or was he just the writer? I'm curious, actually. Dwayne McDuffie was amazing. He was a genius. I don't think the Justice League would have been that good of a show without him. Because, I mean, he just knew how to portray characters correctly.
Oh, that's also why I liked watching Static Shock, because of him.
Yep, he did Static Shock too.
Dwayne McDuffie, notable works, Static Shock, Justice League, Unlimited, Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, and All-Star Superman. But those are just some of them.
I didn't really like the All-Star Superman movie. I didn't like, but yeah, each his own.
I never understood why. I mean, I never saw Static Shock anywhere else. It's just in that show, and he never.
All right, that's it.
I never understood why they didn't have Static Shock. Why didn't they bring him in with other superheroes and stuff? Like, I don't understand.
Go quick, go quick! Ah, nuts. Rider kick! That's how you finish him.
Yeah, but remember when you were talking in Lego Marvel, Luke, about how some people, like, clone people and just try to create diversity like that? It was interesting. Dwayne McDuffie, like, agreed with you because he believed in creating totally new characters. And that's why he created, like, Static Shock for one of them. You know, like, he was leading the way. If everyone did what he did, we'd have so many new characters that are really cool, but not as... People aren't really that creative. Like, they don't really... I really wish they would put Static Shock in more things, though. That's what I don't understand. But yeah, Ben 10 Alien Force was that good.
Ben 10 Alien Force was my favorite.
Oh, okay, Blackwing says it's because Static Shock was owned by a different imprint back then. Static was owned by Milestone Media. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you, Blackwing.
Yeah, Static is part of DC Comics now, though.
Alright, everyone's letting me know the last Avatar was that. Yeah. What do you guys think of the new Spider-Man Miles Morales movie coming?
I thought it's not just Miles Morales. I thought it's a Spider-Verse movie, so there's going to be other Spider characters in it. He's the character that everybody has seen so far. But I'm assuming that we'll see, like, Peter Parker, Spider-Gwen, a bunch of characters.
And Squidward says, my family thinks I'm weird for liking salty more than sweet things. I would pick potato chips over chocolate cookies any day. Very cool, Squidward.
Oh wait, I'm fighting Deno? Oh man.
Omniverse.
Momo! Fighting Momo! I'm just gonna kill Momo quick.
I don't know if they would make any more Avatar stuff, Simon. I think they tried to make the Legend of Korra or something. But I think when Aang's story is done, there's really no point. I can't really... I think the story was cool. I don't know if... I think it would just... I can't imagine them making a better story than they did. Like,
they tried to. They didn't really get to finish it. I mean, Korra was okay, but she's no Aang.
Yeah, like, I think I tried watching it and I was just like, this isn't the same.
Nope. I mean...
Yep, yep!
There we go! So long, Deno. Later, Momo. Yeah, but whenever Deno appears now in the Kamen Rider universe, it's usually Momo. So the big red guy that is sword form. Alright, there we go.
Yay.
Deno's mask! Aw, yeah. That's how we roll.
Yay, Blackwing said, yeah, kick Deno's butt, K-Wing.
Got him. Alright, so we've got 4 levels left, people, and then that's going to do it for the stream tonight. Hope you guys had fun.
Yeah, yip yip Appa. That's right, Appa was this guy. So cute. That's because little Aang's personality made the entire show.
Is it weird that it looks like he's wearing a mustache? I mean...
And then there was that one episode of Avatar that made me not be able to sleep at night. With that creepy old lady.
Yeah, Decade, of course you can change your fate, because you're Decade.
Yeah, he can change everything.
Decade was like the most OP person ever. Can you make another Xenoblade Chronicles 2 video? Maybe. We'll see. No promises, though, because I don't like doing RPGs. I just don't.
Yeah, it's hard to, continue a series unless we're gonna do the whole thing, but...
Yeah, they should have subtitles here.
I don't know.
Because they all have cool intros.
I guess I don't like the new Ben 10 because the writing doesn't seem like it just doesn't, not as entertaining.
It's not the same.
The rating isn't as good, it's just not.
No! I don't want to play him. And Decade's my partner? Man. Decade is such a confusing show. I mean, it was supposed to be a celebratory series of all the Kamen Rider stuff, and it just ended up kind of... I have no idea. I still don't understand it. But there was a female rider that came out of it. At least in the movies.
Oh.
Yeah, she kills Decade at one point. Which, don't ask.
Oh, yeah.
Still don't understand it.
I think I know how I got into Ben 10. I think it was on Netflix for a while.
No, you used to watch it on Cartoon Network.
Oh, we used to have Cartoon Network, that's right.
Yeah. In our first studio apartment, we had Cartoon Network, and we watched Ben 10 Alien Force, and then Ben 10, was it Ultimate Alien?
I used to fall asleep to Ben 10.
Yep. Holy crap! No!
That's a compliment to any movie or show I fall asleep to. It's like, if it's a good show, it makes me calm when I fall asleep to it.
Help!
Watch out.
Nuts. Sorry, we have another life.
I wish Kirby 2018 was coming out tonight.
No!
That's the other Kirby game.
No, that one's coming out in the spring. Oh, God. Rider kick!
Oh yeah, I do remember the fruit people.
What? Whoa, 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 whoa!
Gaim.
No, that's not Gaim, that's
yeah, no,
EX8.
I know, that's not Gaim. I was just thinking about the... I just remembered something that the Gaim people were... They had ridiculous outfits, but they were so serious. It's weird.
Banana Rider! Yeah, the fruit stuff, I could never take it seriously, even though, I mean, yes, it started as a parody series and then it got incredibly serious, but it's like, they were giant fruit people! It's like,
Just,
and
no.
Yuri and I used to talk about this all the time, but he really liked Gaim a lot. And I still can't get into it. It's like, they're fruit people. I have to draw the line somewhere. It's like, I can't do it.
How can anyone take you seriously when you're wearing fruit on
I did like the Drive and Gaim like team up movies. I thought it was kind of cool when they created powers similar to theirs, but at the same time it was still kind of like fruit.
It's like if you're say you're a football team and you're like, we're Team Grapes. It's like, we're gonna slaughter you. It's like, and then the other team is like the Cougars or something, and it's just like, yeah, or the Dragons, and you're Grapes. It's just like, it's not.
We tried to watch Kamen Rider Ghost, and I still don't understand what that was about. Like, it was kind of like, if I'm comparing it to an anime, he dies just like how the guy in Shogun no Shana dies at the beginning and becomes like this ghost, like flame type person, you know? Like, he doesn't really exist anymore, but he's still around. That kind of like what Ghost is like, sort of, kind of,
yeah, I
you
don't
know?
remember that one.
Ghost was weird. I only watched like 8 episodes of Ghost. A lot of people didn't like Ghost. People really hated Ghost. It was weird. And also, what was that thing about him like having 15 souls of the past riders inside of him? I never got that. It was like, why couldn't we just bring back the riders for a proper crossover? We have like Ghost Riders of Drive and all these very much alive riders. It's like, what?
I can handle this myself. You can take a step back. You should be the one to step back, whatever. Alright. Oh, there's Duo. Or, I think that is Duo.
Momo.
Well, the other one.
Oh, the other one? Double.
Double.
When you say duo, I think of the god of death from Gundam Wing.
No, I meant double.
Double. That's
Philip.
Philip.
And the other guy's name. Which is some kind of Japanese name.
I forget his name.
I remember Philip because I can
One of them
pronounce that
dies.
name.
One of them dies and the other one lives. It's upsetting. It's like, no, why?
Oh,
But
that's
they like to shake up how their
That's
endings are.
Deno.
He's arrived! Yeah, see, they need to have the text down there so you can understand what they're saying here because they
Yeah.
have great intro lines.
that was cool. The double thing is cool because depending on who's controlling the body, it's like that side of him will be more moving more when he's doing his. I don't know.
Ow. Sword form is getting whooped. Hold still.
Yeah, memorizing the different forms of double and which one was which of which. Like, I think there was only one form in which Philip took over the body, but everything else was the other guy.
Yeah. I am not doing very well against them at all. Aha! I still love when Momo came up with, like, his newest attack, but he skipped a number. Because he had different variations of his final attack, and he would give it a number, and then he skipped, like, I think it was 2 numbers. And, you know, he was talking to the yokai, he's like, why did you skip this number? He was like, because it was so awesome that it skipped a number. The guy was making fun of him that he couldn't count, so they ended the episode with Momo like counting in Japanese. He's like, I know how to count, approve it! Momo's the yokai, if people are wondering.
I wonder what kind of demographic of people actually watch Kamen Rider in Japan. Like, everybody?
That's a very good question.
Or, like, just young people?
Well, people who grew up with Kamen Rider continue to watch it, just like, you know.
It's like superhero shows?
Yeah, they're superheroes.
It's just amazing that they come up with unique... Like, for us, we have the same superheroes, we just tweak it a little bit, you know? And that's just like... You know, in Japan, it's like they come up with new superheroes all the time. It's like...
Yep.
And they're all so creative, and then we're so desperate for content here that we, like, take Sentai and make it Power Rangers. 'cause we need more content
Oh, no.
or whatever. But it's just amazing how many new
Wah!
shows and new characters they have, and they're all like really exciting.
Wait, I'm done? I'm done completely? Get up! Get up, Momo! Momo!
Oh wait, you're dead, but you're just lying there?
I'm done. Fraud.
Your assistant players.
Yeah, you better hope that double wins or we're over with.
Oh my gosh, Double is fighting for you.
Double, bring me back to life!
Oh my gosh, the AI is fighting for you.
Don't get beat by Decade, come on!
This is really weird.
Yes! I can barely see what's going on. Oh, it's over. Double's got super. He went evolution, and it's over.
Yay, thank you AI assist player.
Yay, AI wins.
Good job.
Oh my gosh. Kwing, I'm 12. Should I be able to play Arkham Knight? I mean, that's something you're gonna have to talk to your parents about. Because, I mean, the game, if I'm being completely honest, unlike other M-rated games, it doesn't have a lot of M-rated content. The reason why it became M-rated is because of the storyline. The storyline and the things they wanted to do with Joker and Jason Todd pushed the game into an M rating, and then they also threw in the Killing Joke with, you know, Barbara and a scene and some other stuff.
Oh.
So, I mean, there's actually not really M-rated language or violence in the game. The storyline was rated M. And this was confirmed by Rocksteady, like, years ago. So, technically it's a T game, but it has an M rating on, so you'd have to talk to your parents about it. I would probably be okay with my kids playing it, but I don't have kids, and Amber and I would have to sit down and discuss it because there is some scary stuff in the game that if you're too young, I mean, it can be psychologically damaging.
I would most likely say no.
Amber would probably say no, yeah.
I'm a girl. I would worry about kids because it's technically rated M, so
Yeah.
I would wait until you're at least 17. That's my opinion, but like you just whatever your parents like, you'd have to ask your parents, and because they'll know you and they know what you can handle. So yeah, Squidward, I just use a regular headphones, like Sony headphones, and then I just plug a mic into my computer, so I don't actually use a headset with a mic when I'm streaming. But I just use Sony, like, $20 headphones. So, I mean, I would say Sony are good headphones to use because you can actually, you know, I've gotten cheap headphones that are cheaper than that. They usually break. Sony seems to be pretty good. That's what I use. And it's like $20. You can get it on Amazon or find it at Target. I don't know, what would you say? That's like, and then you can get more expensive Sony headphones after that if you really want. Of course, they can break too.
Yeah.
So I would just get $20 ones. That's what I have to do.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, people, about my, like, almost unearthly abilities with Batman. You have to understand that I ruin a lot of joy for myself when it comes to these games, like being able to predict the plot before it even happens. I mean, it's fun sometimes for me, but at the same time, it's like writers and video game companies, when it comes to Batman stuff, it can't trick me. So, like, knowing that, sometimes it's a little upsetting because it's like you figure out everything before it even happens. Like, I'll give you an example. I was watching the Scooby-Doo movie with Amber and the recent Batman movie, and there's a certain character that is in disguise as a superhero, and I figured it out, like, when the movie was only about 20 minutes in. And so the reveal at the end of the movie, it was kind of disappointing because it's like, I already knew. And I'd never seen the movie before. But it's just like stuff like that that happens. Same thing with comic books. It's like you're reading a comic book and it's like you figure out what happens before then. You know, so I mean, some shows, it doesn't happen that way for me, so I get to enjoy things. That's why I watch like a lot of anime and Korean dramedies, because I can't always predict the plot or what's going to happen to characters, and I get more enjoyment out of it. Whereas with Batman, Batman is basically a job now, so it's like, when it comes to walkthroughs and other things, it makes it easier to explain stuff to you guys when, you know, I've already kind of figured it out as I'm playing it with you. So it's fun to kind of like break down and stuff like that, but I don't really get a lot of enjoyment and happiness from Batman anymore because writers can't stump me. And that is kind of a bummer for me, because I don't get to go in the same way everybody else does when they see Batman movies or cartoons, read comics and video games or whatever. It's always going to be like that. It's been like that ever since I was a kid. It's like I have psychic bat sense or something, I don't know.
Alright, and Simons is here, says...
What's up, Simons? No!
He said, my grandpa once let me look at a scary movie, I think when he was younger, and he said I had nightmares about spiders for a long time after that. Yeah, when you're a little kid, it really... yeah, I don't think Luke likes spiders either, but just, like, no, I know that's... I lost. Yeah, but seriously, though, like, I know it's kind of, like, joking and, like, haha, but, like, seriously, there are some movies that I wish Luke's dad would have not shown him when he was, like, 9, because he does worry about certain things, and it's like, Luke, why would you worry about this? And he's like, well, I saw this movie when I was a little kid, so, like... Yeah, like, I don't know, for me, I would never show my kids certain things until they're, like, older, because I feel like your brain is more impressionable, and then you worry about it. Alright, Leo says there is Philip from Philip in the driver's seat and Shotaro in the back seat. So that's when Philip is in the driver's seat. It's called Fang and Joker. That's the one where Philip is actually the one in charge. Philip is white and black. Okay, thank you, Leo.
Green and black is Shotaro, and every other form is him too. It's just the green and white. It's not. That's probably going to be his ultimate. Why can I not beat this
Simon
guy?
said, actually knowing the ending never spoils it for me. You're very lucky, Simons. That's awesome.
Yeah,
it does. It always does
okay,
for me.
Okay, fine. Amber and I are in the theater watching the Harley Quinn Batman movie that came out last year, and we're with friends, and the whole time I'm talking to Amber, it's like, this doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't, you know, Batman just use some type of flame power to light this guy up because he's on fire? And then the end of the movie, Harley Quinn's like, the guy's made out of grass, why don't you just put him on fire? And I was like, just kind of like biting my tongue, because it's like, that was my complaint the whole time, and then that's how they end the movie, and I'm just like, I hate myself, because like, my friends are like, oh, that was such a great, funny ending, and it's like, that's what they should have done, you know, I just can't... Yeah,
well, since I've been around you, sometimes I think of things, too, because it's rubbing off on me, but you're just like, Luke can guess the ending before it happens. In fact, he can guess the next plot point as it's happening. Like, he's just like, okay, let me guess now. They're gonna have something tragic happen to the mom, and then they're gonna have to go over here and do this. And it's like, and then that immediately happens as we're watching the movie, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Luke. I feel so bad for you, because he somehow knows, like, what they're gonna do next.
But if I'm really a movie psychic or whatever, why can't I just be like a regular one so I can win the lotto?
Well, maybe... you could, like, write a script or something.
Maybe when I'm 60, I'll send something to DC or something. I don't want to do that.
Why don't you just send it to yourself?
I can go ultimate!
Alright, Simon says he's no longer scared of spiders now, but it did take a while. Yeah. Yeah, I
don't know what this mode is.
So, Nightbat1 says, so you admit Batman is your job, ... Is this a confession that you actually are Batman?
No. Batman, I cover Batman as a job. How about that? I've gotten most of my credibility in this industry for being known as the Batman guy.
Yeah, right, Luke. We know what you're saying. You said Batman is your job. K-Wing's Batman confirmed.
Whatever.
You guys heard it first. We know who Batman is.
But I like that I've forged a different relationship with Warner Brothers over the years, so that I've kind of let my Batman channel tank a little bit. I've been able to do other things, but I'll be doing more stuff with Batman starting the 23rd. So, alright guys, this is the last level for tonight, and then we'll have another Kamen Rider stream probably Sunday night, is what I'd like to shoot for. Because this was an hour and 30 minutes. I don't know who we're fighting.
Sunny is saying, wait, so you work with Batman then? No! Alright. Oh my gosh, you guys. So, Kwing, what do you think of the MK characters in Injustice 2? Is this good or bad? For me, Sub-Zero is good, but Raiden was not good. Sucked as a character. I thought Raiden was cool.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can understand that Nightbot one. I have that problem with certain movies, or like really predictable films, that just come on cable, Hallmark movies, and things like that. I limit myself to what I can watch. Like I said, I mostly watch Asian stuff because...
I know what you can't guess. Korean dramedies.
Yeah.
That's why you watch them. You have no idea. Because everything is going well, and they're like, oh my gosh. They're like, let's make plans to get married. They're like, I love you so much too. And then he walks across the street and gets hit by a car.
Or like, you know, this lady is... just found the guy of her dreams, and all of a sudden she slips on a banana peel and falls down the stairs, breaks her neck. It's like, this stuff just comes out of... You can't even know when the death card is coming up, like, or when a character's flag has come up in one of those shows. It just happens. And you're just like, what? And it's like, that's it. They're gone. So what happens now? It becomes like a depression thing, or he meets another girl or guy, or you don't know. It's like, what?
Knighthood said, I've always been able to find the endings to things. I've been watching the series on Netflix, and I was able to find out who the killer was until who was going to die next. That's awesome, Knighthood. Why do you pronounce it dramedies? Isn't that what it's supposed to be? Dramedies?
Korean dramas.
Oh, I pronounce it dramedies because it's like a comedy with drama. I only like the ones that have comedy in them. That's why. So... I can't go to school. I'm on medication, so to keep me asleep right now, so I can't go to school. I'm sorry to hear that, Electric Tiger. So somebody had a question for you, and then I guess you can go. I forgot what the question was.
Train's about to leave the station. Most OP move in the game.
Here's the question. Shaquem says, hey Wayne, what do you think about Batman and Catwoman getting married?
I thought that was kind of a done deal, but now the whole Wonder Woman thing is coming into play, which is weird because these characters are still technically from the New 52, and they weren't romantically involved, but Batman and Wonder Woman are trapped in this universe where all this... It's basically going inside the hyperbolic time chamber in Dragon Ball Z. You know how, like, 1 day equals, like, 1 year? Well, they're in this dimension where they've been only there for maybe a couple hours, but in their time, 10 years have passed, so Wonder Woman and Batman are kind of getting romantically involved because they're fighting these hordes of creatures that are trying to come into the Earth realm, like think Mortal Kombat or whatever, and the guardian of that world, even though 1,000 years have passed for him, that's only like 1 year in real world time, and he asked Batman and Wonder Woman to basically sub for him for a few hours, and those few hours turned into 10 years, so it's creating kind of this weird dynamic between Batman, Wonder Woman, and Catwoman, because Batman is supposed to be marrying Catwoman, so I don't know what's going to happen. I have a feeling that he's probably going to stay loyal to Selina and still marry her, or they're bringing the Wonder Woman romance card back into DC Comics. I don't know. The issue ended with them about to kiss in this world that had passed like 10 years already.
My favorite
and they're aging too.
Matchup with them is Wonder Woman and Batman.
I love Wonder Woman and Batman, I'm not going to lie. I think how they've been handling the Batman-Catwoman relationship in DC Rebirth is actually pretty good. It hasn't been done before, and it could have a lot of weight to it, but if they bring Wonder Woman into the picture now and have her kind of in the love triangle between these characters, I don't know. I mean, according to DC, this is going to shake up the whole Catwoman-Batman relationship thing, so it all depends.
Yeah. And yes, Luke is very excited for the Mortal Kombat and TMNT people in the Injustice. I think he approves of it.
Yes, I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
Alright, people, so as promised, that is the end of this live stream. We got all of Mission 4 and 5, so we'll be doing Mission 6 on probably Sunday night. And I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for watching another Kamen Rider episode. Again, this game is available by Play Asia. This is the Hong Kong copy that has an English language option. And it's pretty cool. It's a great fighting game. It's a lot different than the other fighting games on the market right now. It could be kind of similar to the Gundam game that is out on the PlayStation 4 that came out earlier this year. Later last year, something like that. But it's a lot of fun if you love Kamen Rider and superhero fighting games. But have a great night. Thank you so much for watching.
Yay.
And everybody that showed up to my stream, it was a little late, but I appreciate you guys' company. And I'll see you guys Sunday night. I'm going to try to get some of the Batman stuff up for you that I've been working on. The walkthrough for... what was it called? The Telltale series that I didn't finish. And also on the 23rd, there will be a Brutal Bat stream of the new Batman Telltale episode. But have a great night. God bless and happy gaming. And I'll be seeing you guys. Bye-bye.
See ya!